Good evening, everybody. It is 7 o'clock p.m. on Monday, September 15th, 2025. And we will call this regular City Commission meeting of the City of Sault Ste. Marie to order. Could we have a roll call, please?
Mayor Gary,
Here.
Commissioner Bauer,
Here.
Commissioner Bospis-Rath,
Here.
Commissioner Hubusta,
Here.
Commissioner Marble,
Here.
Commissioner Rubenstein,
Here. Commissioner
Talentino.
Here.
Thank you.
Everybody is here. Could we please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you very much. Great to see a full audience tonight. In mayor comments, I just have a couple comments. In government, whether it's federal, state, local, or otherwise, we don't always agree, and that is natural. Healthy debate is a part of democracy. But disagreement should never mean disrespect. Civility is not weakness, it's strength. It allows us to listen, to work together, and to find solutions that serve the people we represent. The three fundamental parts of civility are politeness, respect for self, and respect for others. Politeness involves adhering to social decorum and good manners, while respect for self involves taking responsibility for one's actions and well-being, and respect for others involves acknowledging their inherent worth, rights, and equal standing in society. When we treat one another with courtesy, we set an example for our community. We show that progress is possible not through anger or division, but through cooperation and respect. Civility doesn't mean giving up our principles. It means standing by them while recognizing the dignity of others. In these times, our citizens expect us to lead with both conviction and character. I am particularly proud of this commission, and let us continue to strive to continue to speak thoughtfully, to listen openly, and to remember that our common purpose is much greater than our differences. Thank you very much. So we'll move into item B, which is proclamations and recognitions. Deputy City Manager Robin Troyer.
Thank you, Mayor. First item up is presentation of life commendation for Mr. Chad Stevens, and I'm going to turn the matter over to Police Chief Wes Bierling.
Good evening, Chief.
Good evening. Thank you for the time tonight for our police department to present a civilian citation to Mr. Chad Stevens for his heroic actions and exemplary courage while performing a life-saving rescue under emergency circumstances this year. And he was, Mr. Stevens was nominated by Officer Jacob Diedrich for this citation. And I'd like to invite Officer Diedrich up here to present the citation to Mr. Stevens, and also invite Mr. Stevens up to receive his civilian citation.
Thank you, Mr. Stevens. Commission. Evening. On July 5th, 2025, at approximately 3:57 p.m., I was dispatched to the area of West 3rd Avenue in reference to a report of a potential drowning. Upon arrival, I determined a male individual had accidentally fallen from his boat into deep water, was in immediate distress, and was rescued by Mr. Stevens. Mr. Stevens had observed the emergency and took swift and decisive action. Mr. Stevens retrieved his canoe, paddled out to the male who was in distress. Mr. Stevens provided the individual with a life jacket, an essential piece of equipment the individual was not wearing, and helped him into shallower water. Mr. Stevens then transferred the individual safely to a passing boat, ensuring his well-being. Witness Mitchell Zaborowski stated that the boat operator was screaming for help and affirmed, quote, "That guy saved his life," in reference to Mr. Stevens. The actions of Mr. Stevens were both courageous and selfless. His immediate response, quick thinking, and willingness to put himself at risk directly contributed to the successful rescue of the fellow citizen. It is the opinion of myself that without Mr. Stevens' intervention, the outcome could have been tragic. Mr. Stevens is hereby commended for his heroic actions and is recognized for his exemplary courage in performing a life-saving rescue under emergency circumstances. For his quick thinking and unwavering commitment to preserving life, on behalf of Sault Ste. Marie Police Department, I am honored to present you, Mr. Stevens, with this civilian citation. Lynn, this is yours. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you, Commissioner.
Thank you very much, and congratulations and thank you, Mr. Stevens. It's a great heroic action, and what a great outcome. Thank you very much. Now we will move on into item D, which is the consent agenda, and this evening we have Erica Gordon, Deputy City Clerk. Huh? Oh, public comment, I'm sorry. Item C is public comment. Is there anybody in the audience that would like to schedule a time to make any comments, any of our scheduled agenda items? Sure. What's your name and which item?
Diana Kennedy, and it is regarding the house at 1002 Minneapolis Street.
1002 Minneapolis. It's not on the agenda? Okay. It's not an agenda item, so did you want to talk about it at the end of in the public comment? Yes. Okay, perfect, thank you. Anybody else? Yes, sure.
Derek Woodell,
Yep,
here to speak with the agenda in regards to the Little League fields.
okay, all right, thank you. Anybody else that'd like to reserve time? Okay, now we'll move into the item D, which is the consent agenda. Erica Gordon, Deputy City Clerk.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Item 1 is the approval of City Commission meeting minutes of September 2nd and September 9th, 2025. Item 2 is the acceptance of the Local Development Finance Authority meeting minutes of June 5th, 2025. Items 3 and 4 are the acceptance of the Parks and Recreation Advisory Board meeting minutes of May 27th, 2025, and June 24th, 2025. Item 5 is the resignation of Sabrina Oshelski from the Police and Firefighter Pension Board. Item 6 is the resignation of Joe Nolan from the Police and Firefighter Pension Board. Item 7 is the confirmation of Police and Firefighter Board membership transfer from Phil Shepard to Kent Goulet, effective November 20th, 2024. Item 8 is the consideration of bid award for the purchase of ammunition. Item 9 is the consideration of bid award for grader and plow blades for the DPW for fiscal year 25-26. Item 10 is the to authorize the purchase of generic time from MERS for Susan Anderson. And item 11 is the approval of consent agenda items as presented.
Thank you very much, Deputy City Clerk. Did any commissioner like any of these items removed for individual consideration or further explained? Commissioner Rubenstein.
I just have a question on item number 9.
Sure.
I know it's not related to the city, but the Michigan company seemed to be similar to the bid that's recommended, and it was $200 more. Is there never credence given to a Michigan company versus a out-of-state company?
Deputy City Manager.
Thank you for the question. We have a local bid preference that provides a percent for in-city or in-county, but not state versus out-of-state.
Okay, thank you.
Good question. Anybody else? Commissioner Bauer.
I move that we approve tonight's consent agenda as presented.
Support.
Motion and support. Any questions, comments? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passed unanimously. So we'll move into item E, special orders of business. City manager resignation. So in your packet, if I can get to it, there is a copy of the letter from Brian Chapman tendering his resignation from position as city manager, City of Sault Ste. Marie. Last day will be October 6th. So we would look for a motion to accept city manager's Brian Chapman's resignation. Or if anybody has any questions or comments. Is there a motion? Commissioner Bauer.
So moved, we accept the resignation letter of Brian Chapman.
Support.
Motion and support to approve the letter. Any questions or comments? All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion passed unanimously. E, special orders of business. Item number 2 is appointment of Robin Troyer as our interim city manager. So we're looking for a motion to confirm appointment of Robin Troyer as interim city manager effective September 10th, 2025, and authorize Mayor Gary to finalize a compensation and indemnification agreement for Ms. Troyer. Anybody have any questions, comments? And we'll need a motion.
I'll do it.
Commissioner Marvel.
Motion to appoint Robin Troyer as city intern manager. Motion to confirm appointment of Robin Troyer as intern city manager effective September 10th, 2025, and authorize Mayor Gary to finalize a compensation agreement.
Support.
Been motion and support, and that's an indemnification agreement on it too, correct?
Sorry,
Okay.
yes, yes.
And support, okay. Any questions or comments? All in favor of this motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passed unanimously, thank you. And it refers to Robin as interim city manager, and she is also referred to as acting city manager, and she is deputy city manager, so. And city clerk, and city HR director, so lots of hats, Robin. Thank you very much for agreeing to fill that role. Item E, special orders of business, number 3. Interim city manager, Robin Troyer.
Thank you, Mayor. So the first item under special orders of business, item 3, is a public hearing to consider a city-initiated request to vacate the remaining portion of Division Street without the retention of utility easements. And with the commission's support, agenda items coming before the city commission will be presented by the respective department heads. They are the experts in their area. So the first item is going to be presented by Community Development Director Kelly Freeman.
Who's no stranger to the microphone.
Good evening, Mayor and City Commission.
Good evening.
So this is an extension of the item that the Commission dealt with at the regular meeting on September 2nd. As the Commission is well aware, the city is in the middle of transferring ownership of the parking garage to My Michigan. And the west half of the parking garage, basically from the back side of the MOB to the side of the parking garage that faces Peck, is across the old Division Street right-of-way. So this action tonight would serve to vacate that right-of-way.
Thank you, Kelly. Any commissioners have any questions for Mr. Freeman? Commissioner Hubusta.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Just a simple question. Does this act, does it take care of anything that might be standing in the way now of the sale of that piece of property?
I believe that we obviously cannot sell or transfer ownership of right-of-way. So this would disclaim the city's interest in that, in the land occupied by Division Street currently.
Thank you.
Any other questions or comments? Who would like to make, oh, we need public hearing first. So we'll open up the public hearing. We'll open up the public hearing to consider a city-initiated request to vacate the remaining portion of Division Street without the retention of utility easements. Is there anybody in the audience that would like to make any comments at this time? Again, it's a public hearing. Seeing none, we will close the public hearing, and now we need a motion for action. Commissioner Talentino.
Thank you, Your Honor. Motion to approve the included resolution vacating the remaining portion of Division Street without the retention of utility easements.
Support.
Motion and support. Any questions or comments? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passed unanimously. Thank you very much. So we're moving into item G, which is business items number 1. Acting interim city manager.
Thank you, Mayor. First item under business items is consideration of a bid award for Drinking Water Straight Revolving Fund, DWSRF, water main and lead service line replacement and water intake replacement. City Engineer David Boyle will present on this item.
Good evening.
Good evening, Mayor and Commissioners. All right, so the first one that we have going on, we're in the SRF tonight, okay? So on July 7th, we tentatively awarded the projects for this big it's on. Yep. Friday, September 5th, we had the closing for the funding for the project. And so now we're here to ask that we get the project's award so we can get started. We have one of our big ones, the intake one, that we have to have done by November 6th this year. That is just waiting there to get started this week, so.
Thank you. So before the Commissioners, 3 motions. Motion to award the construction contract to Elmer's Crane and Dozer. Second motion is construction contract to Rowan Salvage. And the third is motion to modify the project budget to increase $456,800 to come from the water capital reserves.
Thank you, interim city manager Troyer and city engineer. Anybody have any questions for either of them on these items? And again, there are 3 separate motions. Commissioner Rubenstein.
Thank you. Similar to the Fort and Peck Street, are there any roads getting redone as part of this, or is that wishful thinking?
So the SRF, we can't just like fix the road, right? So we can only fix the utility. But in part of the planning, we try to get as much as we can. So yes, some of the Riverside Road, half of the road will get fixed. Some of the other ones, we're only right in on the edge of the lane, so not much of it's going to get fixed. So.
Thank you. And then the last question I have is between the 2 agenda items tonight, it looks like a little over $500,000 coming from the water capital reserve. Do we still have a pretty healthy balance there, or what does that look like?
Yep. I remember to print that out. Okay, so the water capital reserve, when we get all these projects going, we're gonna have $1,313,500. And when we get the sewer stuff going, we'll have $1,654,946. So we'll have about close to $3 million in reserves. So.
Cool. Thank you very much.
Yep.
Commissioner Hubusta.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I've been critical on the amount that we've are spending on these projects from the very beginning. I'm concerned about the effect that this will have on our city water and sewer rates, and so my question today is this: as we add $500,000 plus onto this project, by taking it from the capital reserves fund, is there assurance that our water rates will not continue to increase more than expected? That now will not be an item that is taken off of water rates. Would it be? It'd be taken strictly off of the reserves, correct?
Right, that's the way I understand it. That was coming out of the reserves. The water rate stuff is all part of the funding of the SRF, so.
Great, thank you.
Yep.
Any other questions? Commissioner Bosbus-Rath, would you like to make this? Three separate motions?
I was practicing it.
Okay.
I had a feeling. Sure, Mayor. Motion to award a construction contract in the amount of $12,018,463.24 to Elmer's Crane and Dozer Incorporated and approve the acting city manager to sign.
Support.
Motion and support. Any questions or comments? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passed unanimously. Commissioner Bosbus-Rath, number 2.
Motion number 2, motion to award a construction contract in the amount of $1,633,900 to Rowan Salvage Company and approve the acting city manager to sign.
Support.
Motion and support. Any questions, comments? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Motion passed unanimously. Commissioner Bosbus-Rath.
Motion to modify the project budget with an increase of $456,800 to come from water capital reserves.
Support.
Motion and support. Any questions? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passed unanimously. Thank you very much. Guess you're not going away, are you?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I got
I'm
a
up here
couple
for
more.
the next two.
All right, so under G, business items number 2, acting city manager Robin Troyer.
Thank you, Mayor. Item 2 is consideration of a bid award for Clean Water State Revolving Fund, the CWSRF, wastewater treatment plant upgrades Phase 2, and the Power Canal Phase 1. And City Engineer Boyle is going to present on this matter as well.
Okay, so similar to the last one, tentative award, July 7th. Friday, September 5th, we had the closing, so the funding is in place for both of these projects. The treatment plant, we have the same contractor on, Myron, so we've already been kind of coordinating with that project. And Elmer's is on the collection system 1, but that one goes along the canal, so we have to coordinate with Clovelland right now because they're in our way when they're fixing the canal. So hopefully we'll get there this year, maybe next spring.
And so there is 2 motions under this, is motion to award a construction contract to Myron, and second would be to award a construction contract to Elmer's Crane and Dozer.
All right, thank you very much. Anybody have any questions? Mr. Rubenstein, would you like to make this motion?
Sure, thank you. Motion to award a construction contract in the amount of $23,536,000 to Myron Construction by resolution and approve the acting city manager to sign.
Support.
Motion and support. Any questions or comments? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passed unanimously. Commissioner Rubenstein.
Motion to award a construction contract in the amount of $723,464 to Elmer's Crane and Dozer, Inc. by resolution and approve acting city manager to sign.
Support.
Motion and support. Any questions or comments? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passed unanimously. Thank you very much. Moving on into item 3, acting city manager Troyer.
Item 3 is consideration of an agreement for MDOT's local agency bridge construction project, and City Engineer Boyle will present on this one as well.
Okay, so every year we put in for grants on our bridges because we try to keep in the cycle. Right now, we have 4th Street, Riverside, and West Portage that we got funding, and the grant was approved at the March 19th meeting. The project right now is out to bid. It's bid letting of October 3rd. So this is just approving the agreement with MDOT, so when they do bid the project, then they'll be able to award the project right away.
Thank you. So there would be a motion to approve the MDOT agreement by resolution and authorize myself to sign.
Thank you very much. Any questions on this item? Commissioner Habusta, would you like to make a motion?
Yes, so move, we approve the MDOT agreement by resolution and acting city manager Troyer to sign.
Motion and support. Any questions, comments? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion also passed unanimously. And moving on into item number 4, acting city manager Troyer.
Thank you. Item 4 is consideration to award a bid for water main lining for the East Portage Avenue Bridge. And Director Kurt Tews is going to present on this one.
Good evening. Good evening, Mayor, Commissioners. So our East Portage Ave Bridge, which is the bridge down the street in front of the Cloverland Powerhouse there, decided to spring a leak this June. We got an inspection done. The International Bridge Authority has a snooper truck that's able to get over the side. We got to take a look at it, and it wasn't good. This leaks on top of directly on top of the water main, had a girder. We can't fix it by welding or putting a clamp on it, so we were looking at alternatives. Part of the alternatives we were already looking at through the DWSRF funding was the FIPP, which is this nice little product right here, nice little flexible liner that they can pull through and make it work again. And so we decided to go out for bids on that. We had 2 rounds of bids. First round yielded no bids. We had to make some adjustments to our bids. Second round, I received 1 bid through Advantage Reline. Advantage Reline is also going to line our 25th Ave Force main at the end of October. So we're familiar with them. We think this is a good product, a good solution. If we go unrepair, we'll have to keep it off because we'll have to cut the water main out from underneath the bridge, and that's going to be costly repair. So we're asking for a little bit of budget from the reserves because this is unexpected repair. And so, yeah, that money will come from the water capital reserves again, so.
Thank you. So there would be 2 motions, a motion to award the bid to Advantage Reline, and then a motion to establish the budget of $130,000 coming from the water capital reserves.
Thank you very much. Anybody have any questions? Commissioner Rubenstein.
Thank you. What's the lifespan of lining it versus replacing it?
It's about
Approximately.
It's about equal. I mean, the lining company says that they can get 50 to 75 years. If we were to put HDPE or ductile in, it would probably come to the same, about 50 to 75 years.
Thank you.
Any other? What keeps that pipe from freezing?
It's insulated and it has electric heat.
Oh, it does?
Yep.
And that will go
This goes
around
on
it?
This goes on the inside.
Yeah.
So you'll still
The
have.
heat's on the outside of the pipe?
Yeah, the heat's on the
Gotcha.
outside, so you'll still have your steel pipe, your insulation, and your heat tape on it.
Interesting. All right, Commissioner Talentino, would you like to make the 2 separate motions?
Sure, Your Honor. Motion to award the bid lining of Portage Avenue Bridge to Advantage Reline for the amount of $126,674.
Support.
Motion and support. Any questions or comments? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passed unanimously. Commissioner Talentino.
Motion to establish a budget of $130,000 for the East Portage Bridge Lining Fund to come from the Water Capital Reserves.
Support.
Motion and support. Any questions or comments? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passed unanimously. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Moving on into number 5, Acting City Manager Troyer.
Item 5 is consideration of a bid award for the purchase of a single-axle plow truck, and Director Tyler Perrin will present on this.
Evening, Mayor, Commissioners. In the 2024-25, we had capital budget for a new plow truck. That was put out to bid with 2 separate RFPs, one for the truck chassis and one for the equipment to outfit the truck. This first one up is for the truck chassis. We received 4 bids, and we're just looking to award to low bid on this one. The biggest deviation we had from our specs was our low bid was steel cab in lieu of aluminum cab. But after looking at our older trucks that have steel cabs, we don't see a reason to not award to the low bid with that deviation. They've held up well, so it's saving us roughly $30,000.
So, go ahead. So there would be one motion to award the bid for the single axle truck with the options as specified in the amount of $112,640.88.
Any questions on that item? Commissioner Bauer, would you like to make a motion?
Sure. So moved that we award the bid to Zaremba Equipment, Inc. for the purchase of a single-axle truck with options as specified in the amount of $112,640.88.
Support.
Motion and support. Any questions or comments? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passed unanimously. And related item number 6.
Item 6 is consideration of a bid award for the purchase of a plow truck equipment for new plow truck on a separate but congruent bid. So you can see the direction that we're heading with this tonight's agenda is for winter.
Yeah. So this item here is for the equipment to outfit that truck. It will utilize a stainless steel sander and box off of our old truck that we'll be retiring. Included in the bid is to have that completely refurbished. The total bids for both truck and equipment did come slightly over budget, but there were 2 other items this year, the mobile column lifts and underbody scrapers that came in under budget. So there is no budget amendment necessary to the capital equipment, stock and equipment.
So there would be a motion to award the bid to Truck and Trailer Specialties of Boyne in the amount of $143,160.49.
Any questions on this item? Mr. Rubenstein, would you like to make that motion?
Motion to award the bid to Truck and Trailer Specialties of Boyne Falls for the purchase of equipment to be installed on the new single-axle plow truck in the amount of $143,160.49.
Support.
Motion and support. Any questions, comments? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passed unanimously. Thank you. Moving on into number 7, Acting City Manager Troyer.
Thank you. Item 7, under the leadership of Director Perrin, is consideration of CO fund request by Malcolm Park Pride Committee for fencing repairs at Malcolm Park.
So this request follows up with a capital improvement project that was in this year's budget. There was $50,000 budgeted for ball field complex fencing repairs. And after talking with Linda Bouvet on this, she met with contractors and got some pricing, and it's determined that the $50,000 is marginal at best to complete 1.5 fields. So she came to the last Parks and Rec meeting with a request to ask for more seal funds to be able to fund a fencing project for the entire complex. So they're asking for $115,000 to be added to our $50,000 current capital improvement project, and then work with myself to put out a city-let bid, and in the hopes of having a project still completed this fall. So a total ask of overall $165,000 of a budget.
And
Thank you very much.
So the motion would be to increase the budget 115,000 because there's already 50,000 allocated for the project. It would require 5 yes votes as it was drawing off of the fund of the seal operating.
All right, thank you very much. Then we had one person in the audience, Derek, would like to make some statements. If you come to the microphone and state your name again, please, for the record.
Hello, my name's Derek Odell. With the backing of the Malcolm Park, I would just like to give Sioux Area Little League's input on this as well. I serve as the president for Sioux Area Little League. I'm here today to share the urgent condition of our Little League fields, specifically the fencing, and respectfully to request your support in funding this critical need. At first glance, everybody assumes that fencing marks the boundaries of play. In reality, the fences are a fundamental safety feature that protect our children, our families, and our community members who gather at these fields. Unfortunately, the conditions of several of our fields poses a growing risk, and I would like to highlight 3 fields in particular that we have. First is Laux Field, which is our 12U and up and our JV baseball team for Sioux High. The backstop is curling up at the bottom, leaving sharp edges exposed. Many of our catchers miss pitches or miss plays, and they run to this fence, slide into the fence to grab the ball. This last year, as I coached, we had 2 of our catchers get caught by the fence. No injuries happened, just ripped pants and damaged equipment. The field serves our oldest Little League players again, preparing to compete at the JV and varsity levels. Safety for these players is essential. The next field I'd like to bring up is Canisto Field. Canisto Field goes ages 8 and up, mainly for our girls softball. Again there, the backstop fencing, the bottoms is pushing up from, heaving from the winters. The fence is also exposed and curling at the bottoms. The foul line fencing is pulling apart, causing hazards going down each foul line. The outfield fencing is collapsing, detaching from the posts and exposing protruding metals to the players at both fields. This fence at Canisto is shared with Bunker Field. I would like to go on to Bunker Field now. This is by far our most dangerous field. This field serves our youngest of players, 4 to 7, our rookies in T-ball. I mentioned the shared outfield fence is falling apart. The posts are leaning into both fields. I just walked it today. The posts are not your common round posts. These are T-posts. We have 3 sharp, protruding posts all around the field. The backstop is a patchwork of old fencing, which is now curling and breaking apart with sharp ends exposed for these players. There's no foul line fencing on Bunker Field. The third base foul line runs directly beside the driveway in the parking area to this field. Young children chasing the balls often run into this traffic zone, and so far we've been very fortunate that no child has been hit or struck by a vehicle as of yet. Why this matters? Participation in Sioux Area Little League has grown dramatically in the last couple years. In our youngest division, as I said, for Bunker Field, the enrollment increased from 147 players in 2023 to now we are over 187 players this last year. This is not only our players alone using this field. Each week, hundreds of family members attend these games to watch these young kids. Without proper fencing, both our players, spectators are at unacceptable risk. I've proudly served this community for over 10 years through Sioux Area Little League. I have also worked 25 years as a police officer for this city. During this time, I cannot recall any significant repairs or investments made to these fields. The need is urgent, and the safety of our children must come first. Our request is great. We're asking that you financially support these repairs in replacing the fencing at all of these fields. An investment today will not only prevent potential injuries, but it will also leave a lasting legacy. You can say with pride that you were responsible for ensuring the safety of generations of our children in our community. On behalf of Sioux Area Little League, I thank you for your consideration.
Thank you, Derek. Any questions or comments from the commission? Commissioner Rubenstein.
Thank you. First off, I want to say just thank you to everyone for your work in putting this all together. For Director Perrin, so we saw when the, for disc golf, when the concrete pads went out to bid versus private citizens going to get them, the bids came back significantly higher. What's your expectation on this one? Are we going to run into that issue potentially?
So upon reviewing the bids that were received, nothing between the two bids was standard. So the fencing heights were different, lengths were different. So I think with an actual clear bid package and then being able to put out to other fencing companies that we've worked with in engineering for construction projects, we possibly could get other numbers, more bidders. Safe to say I would like to do it that way for this.
Okay, thank you. And then the other question I had, so there's this request, and then there was another request in the minutes that's going to be coming soon. Just in general, how much does the seal fund generate in interest each year? Because these next two requests will pretty much complete it down.
The T-bills that it was being invested at has ended. So it's not being invested at that high rate anymore. I've been told that it is still going to be $65,000-ish a year, which 75% of that is automatically distributed to the operating fund. At the trust's discretion, they can opt to distribute another 15%, but that hasn't been done because of the fund balance that it has.
Perfect, thank you.
Yep.
Mr. Bauer?
Yeah, just a couple of quick comments, and then I'd like to make the motion, if I could. The first, I mean, it is absolutely a safety issue. There's no question that it's a safety issue. Secondly, $115,000 is a lot of money. You can't raise that selling candy bars, you know what I'm saying? The city absolutely has to come up with the money for that if it's gonna get done. The seal money, that's what that's there for. It's a no-brainer. So therefore, I would like to make the motion to increase the budget of the Malcolm Park fencing capital equipment by $115,000 with funds coming from the seal operating fund.
Support.
We do have motion and support. Are there any other questions or comments? Commissioner Habusta.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. First of all, I fully intend to support this motion. I do want to note a couple things. First of all, again, I would echo what Commissioner Bauer said. I had the opportunity last year to visit this park upon request of the user groups, and in walking through, clearly the fencing is in disarray, and I'm glad we're moving forward with that. I would also add additionally the bids. You know, Commissioner Rubenstein just mentioned the bids coming in significantly higher in a meeting where we just took over $500,000 out of a reserve. I don't know that I'd say $800 is significantly higher, but I certainly understand his concern there. I would also add this. What one of the comments made was this is drawing off the fund. I just want to be clear, this is drawing off the interest of the fund, not the corpus. I think that's important to designate, as the interest is what is allowed to be spent, and we're not diving into the corpus with this. Finally, my one question would be, does this recommendation meet the regulations and the intended purpose of the seal fund? And is it in accordance with the GASB and any governmental accounting standards? And I'd look to either one of you to.
I believe the intended use of the seal operating fund, using this for complete replacement of fencing fits, yes.
Thank you.
There's an excerpt in the packet on the seal trust uses. And that's why we need the 5 votes of the commission, because we're allocating more than 50% of the distribution to this project if vote goes through. So, any other questions, comments? Mr. Rubenstein.
I just want to clarify my comment on the concrete pads. I was talking about the bids prior to us rebidding it out. I think they were 3 or 4 times higher. So that was my only concern, that we run into that situation. But your answer sufficed, so thank you.
So we do have a motion and support. Could we have a roll call vote on this item, please?
Commissioner Bauer,
Yes.
Commissioner Bastos-Rath,
Yes.
Commissioner Talentino,
Yes.
Commissioner Habusta,
Yes.
Commissioner Marble,
Yes.
Commissioner Rubenstein,
Yes.
Mayor Gary.
Yes, motion passed unanimously. Thank you very much.
Thanks.
Moving on into item 8, Acting City Manager Troyer.
Thank you, Mayor. Item 8 is consideration of 2% funding request to the Sioux Sainte Marie Tribe of Chippewa Indians for the Sioux Area Arts Council for porch, stairs, and ramp renovation. So the Arts Council has approached the city to submit a 2% request to the tribe. So there would be a motion to authorize the acting city manager to submit the 2% funding request on behalf of the Sioux Area Arts Council.
Thank you, Acting City Manager. And as we know, 2% funding has to go through a government conduit, and we typically are the conduit in the city of Sault Ste. Marie. So any questions, comments? Commissioner Bastos-Rath, would you like to make that motion?
Miigwech, motion to authorize the deputy city manager to submit the 2% funding request on behalf of Sioux Area Arts Council.
Support.
Motion and support. Any questions or comments? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passed unanimously. Thank you. Item number 9, Acting City Manager Troyer.
Item 9 is consideration of banking resolution change in signers. This is a procedural matter to remove Brian Chapman as a signer on the city bank accounts and add acting city manager Robin Troyer and remain finance director Kristen Collins to authorize as authorized signers for city banking transactions.
Thank you very much. Anybody have any questions on that? Commissioner Habusta, would you like to make that motion?
Yeah, motion to adopt the updated City of Sault Ste. Marie banking resolution as attached, naming the interim city manager Robin Troyer and finance director Kristen Collins to act as authorized signer for bank transactions of the city.
Support.
Motion and support. Any questions, comments? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passed unanimously. And last but not least, Sanderson Field status update number 10, Acting City Manager Troyer.
So this is just a update for the commission on the status of Sanderson Field. As you know, our FBO contract will expire at the end of this month. We ran concurrent RFP for a fixed-based operator. We also ran an airport manager. We drew 0 proposals back on the RFP, but in exchange got 7 applications for airport managers with a qualified return on that application. We went through interviews, and I'm moving through the pre-employee process, so hope to have a new airport manager on staff prior to the FBO's contract expiring at the end of the month. And I just wanted to thank our FBO provider, Great Circle Aviation, for the years of service and commitment to Sanderson Field. They have been a partner of the city, so I want to recognize them for their work at Sanderson Field. I also want to thank interim EDC Director Nikki Radke, the Airport Advisory Board, and Airport Manager Tom Brown. They have been valuable in this process to bring operations from a contracted services to in-house. And so we'll be working together, all city departments impacted, as well as the Airport Advisory Board, Nikki Radke and Tom Brown, to make sure that the transition is seamless. So just an update for the commission as to where that stands.
Thank you very much. Any questions, Commissioner Busta?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Just a couple of quick questions on this one. First of all, at the airport board meeting, there's some question about equipment belonging to the FBO that the city would need to operate that. I know that your update says that the financial matters have all been budgeted for. Is that equipment included? I think the particular item they were discussing were things like computers on the de-icer and things along that line.
So our IT is working to get them the technology that they need. So that will be an item on our task list that we're working on, as well as transitioning the financial pieces over. We do have an established budget, whether we went with an FBO or we brought operations in-house, so we feel like we have a sufficient budget to make the transition.
Wonderful. And then the other question I had involved timing. Is there a particular I know that interviews have been completed and you're going through the pre-hiring process. Do you have an estimated time frame of when that might be complete?
I am hoping to have an airport manager on board it within the week.
Thank you.
Anybody else? All right, we'll move along. Item H, no announcements at this time, correct? Okay. We'll move into item I, which is matters presented by the public. Is there anybody in the audience who would like to make any comments at this time? Sure. If you want to come to the microphone, please.
So I just have actually a quick question. And I know this is a recent development with the city manager resigning, but I'm wondering what your guys' plan is to get the right person into the job as quickly as possible. And correct me if I'm wrong, when you guys first hired Brian Chapman, I believe there was like $60,000 or $70,000 of taxpayer money that was used in like an outreach to find a person for this position.
I don't want to correct you, but we did hire, we used Michigan Municipal League Executive Search to find our last two city managers, and that's a topic that we will have coming forward probably at the next meeting.
Okay. When is the position to be open for applicants?
That's something we'll need to discuss and vote on at the next meeting.
So in the next
how
meeting,
we do the search, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, how we
Perfect.
approach the search. There are different firms that are available, but we've had good luck with MML in the past.
Okay, perfect.
Yep,
Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks for the question. Sure.
Good evening.
Good evening.
My name is Diana Kennedy, and I live at 1004 Minneapolis Street, which my great-grandfather purchased the house in 1918, and it has been the family home since then. So we have a lot of history with the location and the neighborhood. 1002 Minneapolis Street, which is the house right next door to me, has been, to my knowledge, was recently in a court hearing with this. The city was trying to go for demolition, and the owner of it is wanting to fix it up. So what I just found out was that the prosecutor's office wasn't interested in pursuing it, so he had a stop all work order, which was put on the house in July, and we just found out on Sunday that that work order has been lifted and the owner is free to do as he pleases. So I guess my concern is that house has sat empty for over 10 years now. There was a fire in it back in February, March of 2015. After the fire, the house was completely stripped on the inside, so it's been down to the studs for 10 years. The foundation has been crumbling, so it has stood in this dilapidated state for 10 years. It is a danger to the person who lives next door to it. I have dealt with pigeons and mice and rats. I can't take rat traps out of my basement because my house is an old house also, so I'm sure there's lots of cracks. But it's an eyesore. I just recently had an appraisal done on my home, and right there on my appraisal is the picture of that house next door. So you know that the appraiser used it to value my home. The current owner has attempted, he purchased it last summer. He says he's going to improve it. However, it's been a year, and the way it sits right now, it's in worse condition than it was a year ago. He hasn't made any improvements. There is only half of a foundation under it. It's very much leaning. The chimney is about to fall onto my house. So I guess I just want to make the city aware, first of all, that the location of where this house sits, it sits right on the property line. So any space in between the houses I own is my property. The conversation that was had with the homeowner on Sunday was that he would like to take the chimney down, which is great because it's going to fall on my house very soon. However, he's not hiring any licensed or insured contractors. So the conversation we had on Sunday was we let him know that before we allowed him any access to our property, he had to present us with proof of liability insurance and some kind of legal document that is going to say that we are not responsible should his workers fall on our property and get injured. What he said on Sunday was that he was looking at renting a bucket truck to take the chimney down. And we said, okay, are you going to wear safety harnesses? And they kind of laughed and said, oh, we've been doing this for a long time. We're not concerned about that. Well, we are, because if he's up in a bucket above my property and falls out of it, to our knowledge, there's no insurance, if they fall and get hurt and I'm the one carrying the insurance, they're gonna sue me. So I guess my question is, knowing that this was dropped and not going to be prosecuted, I guess I'm curious as to a timeline as to how long this has to be left to sit there and crumble. I have since put no trespassing signs on my property because I want it very clear that I'm not going to be held liable. If he's not hiring, and he told me the guy that did the little bit of brickwork that was done ghosted him. Well, I'm guessing he ghosted him because he couldn't do it. It was beyond his ability. So I guess that's, I'm just wanting to make people aware, I guess, that if this is going to be, before the city drops this, you need to look at the property lines and what he really, what I was told is that he's going to court fighting, saying he's going to fix it up. He's going to fix it up. Well, we asked, there's no plan, there's no engineering in place, and he doesn't have access to the south side of the house to even be able to fix up that side. And the foundation on that side is about, I don't know, this far away from the side of the house. Like it's falling in. And we've let him know that we will not allow any digging there because there just is not room. You start digging in the soil and the pressure is only going to add problems for me. And we just told him, his problem house I'm not going to allow to become my problem. I'm not going to allow him to cause me to have financial burdens because of him trying to fix up this house that is so beyond repair. I mean, beyond repair. So I guess I was just wanting to make people aware before, because this was in court and it was dropped, I feel like it should have been looked into, because I personally, I don't think this guy has the ability to be able to fix up this house, not the way it sits, not where the property lines are. So I'm just wondering, how much longer does it have to sit there? It's been 10 years.
Well, thank you for comments. I have no idea anything about it, I guess, but if you could wait till after the meeting and get your number for Acting City Manager Troyer.
Sure.
She will follow up with you tomorrow.
Sure.
And see where that action is. I don't know if it's in the enforcement officer or with our attorneys or what it is, so. But,
Okay.
yeah.
Thank you.
We'll follow up on it for sure. Anybody else? Seeing none, we'll go to item J, which is matters presented by the City Commission. Commissioners. I dragged this out for a couple hours for Commissioner Boost. Commissioner, did you have comments?
Yeah, I did,
Okay,
actually.
Commissioner Bauer.
Just a quick one, that Business After 5 by the Sioux Area Chamber of Commerce is Thursday at 5, of course, at Subaru. And you're all invited. Should be a good time.
Thanks, Commissioner. Commissioner Hubusta.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. This past week, we had the opportunity to reflect on the acts that took place on 9/11/2001 and remember the brave first responders who put their lives on the line in the act of duty. And while we reflect on those heroes, it gives us a chance to honor our own local first responders serving our city daily and thank them for their service. So I just want to take a moment and thank each of them for the work that they do for our community. And finally, one of those who has served our cities for the past 25 years is firefighter Lieutenant Fred Snyder, who this week went off into retirement. So I'd like to thank him as well for his service to the city and wish him a happy retirement. Thank you.
Thanks, Commissioner. Anybody else? Any comments? Commissioner Bauer.
Your Honor, I move that we adjourn this meeting.
Support.
Support.
Motion and support to adjourn. All in favor,